Hi, I'm Marta, the business healer. Really excited to be here today with you talking about 4 ways that business healing has improved my leadership. I want to start by telling you what are the 4 things, the 4 ways that I have used business healing specifically. And those are self-healing, which is physical, mental, emotional. It's the way that I have overcome a lot of my limiting beliefs. Number 2 is business healing to harmonize relationships. So this is with coworkers and bosses and peers and clients. The third method I've used of business healing is healing to clear. So processing things that have happened and letting them go. The fourth way is healing to manifest. So these are opportunities for myself, for my clients, for my team. These are also money magic aspects. So those are the 4 ways that I have used business healing concretely to get results. And I want to tell you a little bit about my leadership journey, which is I started doing energy work about 25 years ago. I was fresh out of high school and I was super into it. It just opened up a world of possibilities. I was living in New York City and going to music school at the time. And I really felt and sensed energy all the time. I sensed it in what people were saying. I sensed it just walking on the street, noticing how people were showing up. And it's definitely something that I felt flowing through me as a professional musician. So I then, after school, I got my degree and I went back to grad school and I started to get really focused on work and like my career, and I kind of put it on the side. So I focused on a career. I ended up in arts management and I loved it, and it was hyper creative and I felt the energy in different ways. But again, I was really focused on being a professional. So I didn't really get super involved in energy healing at that time, except for some manifestation work here and there, which I always was really excited about and happy to learn and use the skills to do that for myself and others. So what happened at work then was that I started showing up, wanting to contribute. And what I noticed was I got triggered by a lot of the things that were happening around me because I wasn't really self-aware of the energy that was coming out of me. So I made a lot of mistakes. I did a lot of learning. I accomplished a lot. But what I noticed is that sometimes the unhealed parts of me were the parts that showed up most to work. So what I'm talking about there is the way I reacted to what was happening around me, what was happening at work. So a couple of examples. I reacted in a very codependent way, being so unsure of myself and kind of wanting and seeking validation from others that I was okay. That wasn't necessarily productive, but again, in music school, you just learn that people are going to give you feedback. And so you want to create the best results musically. And people were constantly coaching me and telling me how they wanted to hear the music that I was playing. So seeking feedback constantly from others and completely not being in tune with my own inner radar. Second thing is imposter syndrome. So I worked at some really amazing places in my career. I'm super grateful for it, but I was kind of like, I can't believe they took me. I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe that I am in this quality place that is well known. And I felt really kind of insecure about keeping my status or proving my worthiness. So that didn't necessarily go very well. And I was constantly feeling insecure. New York City is a really competitive place, and there's so many people who are so brilliant and whose work is super high quality. And I just wanted to make sure that I was continuing to keep up at that level and to feel like I was contributing at the same level that I was seeing around me, super high level. It was a big bar to reach. It was intimidating, to be honest. I was often really defensive at work, and if I got any hint of criticism, I would immediately react with defensiveness. That did not really go well. And then the last thing is I would then get righteous. So if I disagreed with somebody or I got triggered by criticism when people were honestly just trying to help me be a better professional and to increase the quality of my work, I really got critical of them. So reacting with defensiveness, reacting with righteousness, like, well, this person doesn't know me and all of that kind of thing. So there are a lot of things that I created energetically at work in my early career and in the middle of my career that I just was, number one, not aware of, and number two, I wasn't accountable for, and number three, I didn't know how to handle or make better. So in 2018, I started getting back into serious energy healing, started taking courses again, and I realized there was some work that I needed to do on myself. So that's why the first thing that I turned to in business healing was applying the principles of the energy work, the pranic healing energy work that I had learned many, many years ago, and bringing it back into my whole self, including my work life. So the first thing I focused on is self-healing, because I noticed there are a lot of things that were unhealed about me, and it was time to do that. So again, I worked with physical, emotional, mental energy, and I just kind of noticed what was there and did the self-healing to help me clear. So the second thing I did was, and that really was me taking responsibility for how I had been showing up at work. And it was a really productive activity. Things started to shift immediately when I started noticing where I was wounded and to helping to heal my wounds that were physical, mental, and emotional. And you can do that with energy. The second priority became healing the relationships that I had caused damage to. I didn't mean to do that, but again, with the unhealed parts of myself, the way that I recognized I had a history in some ways of really doing damage or doing damage that then I felt so guilty and so shamed about. It was a really important priority for me to take responsibility and to look to harmonize and heal the relationships that I had impacted through my choices. So that was very powerful, and that was a way to, again, address that damage. The third priority and the third way that I've used business healing since putting this tool in my toolbox once more is to healing to clear by processing what I had gone through and letting go of the things that had happened to me, because I was the kind of person who would say a thing and then obsess over the impact that had, and that would stay with me, that kind of like grief and embarrassment and shame, and I was constantly replaying that. So energy healing was one powerful thing that really helped me understand what I had still been holding on to and I was not conscious of, and how much space in my emotional life and my mental life that was taking up. It was almost impossible for me to really connect with people because there was so much stuff there. And I didn't realize that at the time. But once I started letting go and using business healing to process what I had been going through, number one, I stopped taking things so personally. And number two, I decided I would forgive myself. I spent a lot of time doing that. I still do that. And also forgiving others who had hurt me or who I had blamed. It was a process that was very, very important for me to also then generate goodwill, because if you're resentful, there's no room for goodwill, and ultimately goodwill draws good things. So I did a lot of clearing and processing using business healing, and that has had a tremendous impact on my career and on the work that I do and on the type of business I've been able to build. The fourth priority for me, and the fourth way that I used business healing, was to draw into my life and into my business what I would like to experience. And that is opportunities, that is clients, that is the types of clients, that is different travel and trips and opportunities to learn and to go and add value to other folks who were drawn to my work. And I also call this money power. So the fourth thing is really manifestation. So how can we possibly manifest things if we are holding on to shame and guilt and fears and limiting beliefs? So when we're doing manifestation work, usually you have to clear a lot of stuff first before your beliefs can be in sync with what it is you want. So the fourth step was definitely manifestation work. And again, this is money power. This was opportunities for me to realize some financial stability as I was starting my business, and also some opportunity to generate wealth and generate opportunities financially for my clients. So I do manifestation work for my clients, something that some of them are aware of, some of them are not aware of. But as I see goodwill and wish and do my manifestation power for the people that I care about, I only get involved with clients I care about and who I believe are doing good work in the world, showing up as good human beings who sincerely want to contribute value to the planet, to this continent, to this community, wherever they are. I really look at the people that I'm working with. And often the people I'm working with are people who are on a journey and who want to contribute value. So we have a values match, and I fall in love with what they're doing, and I just naturally want to give back. So I do manifestation work with myself, with my team, with my clients, and with my community. So that is the fourth way that business healing has really contributed to my leadership and to my life. And what I have experienced as a result of using these 4 methods of business healing, or these 4 priorities in business healing, is I am really satisfied with what I'm doing. I feel like I've generated a lot of trust among the people who work with me and in the community, because I really do deeply care. And now that I am healed, I am not causing harm, I'm causing connection, I'm causing opportunities for people to realize levels of success that, as a thought partner, as a client, and as a community member, I am totally cheering for the people doing the amazing things. And that's been really very satisfying. So business healing has directly improved my life. I am more joyful. I am more present. When you're showing up always in your wounds, it's really hard to actually be present. And I am giving back and benefiting the community through the thought work, the energy work that I am doing. So I am super grateful for the idea, the realization that I can use energy work in my business, I can use energy work in my career, and I can use energy work in my life and in my community. So these have been really important. If you have questions about self-healing, harmonizing relationships, clearing space, letting go, things like anger and resentment, all of this business healing can do. And then, of course, the golden one, which is manifestation. It's very powerful science and art to manifestation. A lot of people aren't sure how to go about it. It's something that feels like luck. It is not luck. It is a process. And so anyone who wants to chat about that, I would really love to connect. And if you're interested in learning more about what a session with me is like, please reach out, send me a DM, send me an email, hello@thebusinesshealer.co.co. And I would love to chat with you more. So that's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.